What is going on, everyone? We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are
HellaDepraved.
And we're jumping right back into our Shocktober 2022 list of top 50 most evil songs that Kerrang failed at.
So far.
Now, we skipped over number 25 because it's Cannibal Corpse and ew. But we're on to Jane's Addiction.
All right.
And this song is called Ted, Just Admit It. Obviously,
I'm guessing it's about
we
Teddy
know
Bundy.
that this is about Ted Bundy.
Got
I
it.
will not be showing you guys the album cover because we would get
Clapped.
clapped.
Right.
We chose a live version also to help further prevent getting clapped. But what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the song, talk about the lyrics,
Read the about section.
as we go through the lyrics, read the about section on Genius, and then read the Kerrang's reasoning on why it's on the list. At which point we will then decide if we agree whether or not it's on the list, and then we will proceed to
If it should be on the Shocktober list.
yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
So, with that being said, we're gonna react to this as if it's I don't even know what the fucking
Right.
intro is anymore. As if you guys have we're just gonna react to it. Damn it, we're gonna pause it if we need to, and go over. We'll click the link in the description below. Go do all the things.
Yes.
Come back. Commentary channel. Yes. No.
Here we go.
Let's go. It's time to break it down. This is Jane's Addiction. Ted,
Just admit it.
Let's get it.
One's in a suit and one doesn't have a shirt on. All right. Do they just have to sit there for the entire show? I mean, they are the album cover, just in lingerie.
Right.
I mean, is that their entire purpose?
I believe so.
Okay. All right. Just
I
checking.
wonder if their hair light's on fire.
Just checking.
I'm talking about everybody.
Ironically enough, he looks like a mix of Ted Bundy and Willem Dafoe.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Not wrong. Not wrong. Ah!
Yeah. Okay. Took me. I had to make sure I was right. Shirtless guy's Dave Navarro.
Right.
I had to look it up to make sure I was right because I
Right.
didn't want to just start spouting shit off and then be
Fair.
completely wrong. We get called out for shit like that all the time.
True.
Who was it that I had said looked like Dave Navarro not so long ago?
Oh.
Was it Scheme?
No, yeah.
When he had his eyeliner on
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
took a
It
picture
was.
and I was like, it looks just like Dave Navarro.
It was. Yeah. That's funny.
Camera got them images. Camera got them all.
Good crowd.
Shouldn't need everybody naked and disfigured. Nothing shocking. In the now, sister is not a virgin anymore. Sex, it's violent.
Yeah, so Perry's not the only one to say the word violent as though it is a 3-syllable word. Violent. Sex is violent is a recurring phrase in, it's a song off of the Natural Born Killers soundtrack.
Right.
And then it's also, I don't know if it's phrased exactly the same. I think it is, but Skinned uses it in, I believe it's their Richard Ramirez track.
Right.
But the sex is violent, like, is like this adamant phrase that just gets repeated and repeated and repeated on the soundtrack.
Right. Camera got them images. Camera got them all. Nothing shocking showed me everybody naked and disfigured. This is annotated,
Okay.
and it says, when songwriter Perry Farrell was a kid, serial killer Ted Bundy was in the headlines, and again later when he was interviewed shortly before being executed for the murders he committed. Bundy told his attorney that when younger, he had read crime novel stories specifically for the scenes and sometimes pictures of sexual violence and maimed bodies.
Yeah. They were big on that, the crime booklets almost. Like,
Right.
a lot of people got into them because of the bondage that they displayed. Yeah.
Go away. Nope, apparently they dance too.
Just swig off the wine bottle.
He completely changed the song from the original live. He completely skipped over the "I am the killer of people, you look like a meatball."
No, he didn't.
He didn't? Because I didn't hear it.
Yeah. No, he said it.
Was that what he was mumbling when he was just mumbling?
No, but he said it.
I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah, no. He said it.
Because I've been sitting here staring at that part, waiting for him to fucking
I thought
sing
you
it.
thought the because of this thing was the end of the song, and it's not. But no, he said it.
I'm calling bullshit.
I mean,
He might have mumbled it incoherently.
No. I heard it. I think that you look like a meatball thing is hilarious. It's just a very childish sort of like you look like a meatball.
True.
Anyway, it's interesting how he talks about like that's all that's on the TV anymore. Like we're a nerd to violence. It's just another show. The news is just another show, and it does unfortunately mix sex and violence so much that I do wonder about the complications that it's causing in society. Now, Bundy definitely used that as bullshit. I mean, it may have had a small impact on him, but he was targeting a preacher in terms of like somebody to have on his side so that he wasn't executed. And that preacher's main focus had been to go against pornography. So Bundy twisted his story to make it sound like pornography was the reason he was the way he was, and that gave the preacher the juice that he needed to go out there and say that it was this big bad and that we should ban pornography. But again, it's all about justification versus taking self-responsibility for anything. And Bundy was a master at throwing out blame. Like, why I am the way I am, and none of it having to do with him personally. He was a piece of work.
Right.
But I think that it's interesting that that's the way that this song is written. Now, I do think he left out the last stanza, but he did not leave out the stanza that you were talking about.
I don't know, because I remember him saying the make a girl look cheap like a tongue extended.
But, oh, okay, because he says the baby to mother twice.
Right.
Again, he mentions the scapegoat and talking too much, and he tells you everyone is stupid. That's what he thinks, and that Bundy definitely had that attitude.
Right.
Definitely. Okay.
All right. So in the about section, what we don't get because it's a live version is this song includes a Ted Bundy interview sample in which he denies the murders he was accused of. There's going to be people turning up in canyons, and there are going to be people being shot in Salt Lake City because the police there aren't willing to accept what I think they know, and they know that I didn't do these things. Thematically, the lyrics of the song are linked more closely with Bundy's final jailhouse interview with James Dobson on Focus on the Family, in which he largely blamed the murders he had committed
That's who I'm talking about.
on an addiction to pornography.
James Dobson was a huge name in terms of I don't even want to call him just a preacher. He was like tour de force in terms of writing books and, doing the mega ministries and stuff like that. And he really had a thing for porn.
Right. The most damaging kind of... This is a quote from Bundy. The most damaging kind of pornography, and I'm talking from hard, real personal experience, is that involves violence and sexual violence. The wedding of those two forces, as I know only too well, brings about behavior that is too terrible to describe. Once you become addicted to it, and I look at this as a kind of addiction, you look for more potent, more explicit, more graphic kinds of material. Like an addiction, you keep craving something which is harder and gives you a greater sense of excitement, until you reach the point where the pornography only goes so far, the jumping off point where you begin to think maybe actually doing it will give you that which is just beyond reading about it and looking at it.
Which, again, he's not wrong. Like I said, he was a master manipulator, so you have to have the basic understanding in order to talk the talk.
Right.
And it's not that might not have been a contributor, but that certainly was not what propelled him into being a serial killer.
Right. Again, this is number 24 on the list. Off the Nothing Shocking 1988 album. And Kerrang's reasoning for putting it on the list. The track opens with a quote from American serial killer Ted Bundy, a man who kept severed heads as trophies. Recorded shortly before his 1989 execution and wrapped up in off-kilter jazzy beats. There's going to be people turning up at canyons. We already read that. The rest of it is hardly easy listening, with frontman Perry Farrell intoning sex is violent over and over again like a man possessed.
True.
Okay. Again, I swear, this is probably a lot closer to being evil.
Yeah, this is a portrait of an American serial killer, is what it is.
Right. So I definitely agree. I agree with it more on this list than most of everything else we've heard. As far as it making the Halloween playlist, TBD.
I'm on the fence with this one too.
And I say that because I'm going to need to hear
the
album version of this song
with the interview and everything. Yeah.
Right. And to see how much more different it's done on stage.
Yeah.
Than it is.
I'll agree with that.
On the album.
Again, I'm on the edge with this one. Even with my argument about the last one and Skinned and so on and so forth, this one just doesn't have that descriptive edge, and it is because it's more focused on his interview with Dobson. Yeah.
Right.
Now, I do like the title where the dichotomy is, he's like, Ted, just admit it, is the title, but the track is his lies, whereas I kind of at the end, you want to just like shake the person and be like, this is all bullshit. Just come clean, dude.
I would have to need to rewatch that interview. Right. I know we've seen it.
Right.
Because they play a lot of it in the Ted Bundy Confessions of a...
They do.
The confession tapes one or whatever.
Yeah.
It is.
And it was the one that had me clenching my teeth because he's so full of shit.
Right. I want to say, I think I even remember the guy interviewing Ted constantly saying, Ted, just admit it. At first, before one of the original interviews.
No, I think it's an actual quote. Now, I'm not sure it's the one with Dobson. Because, like I said, Dobson, had an agenda, and Bundy fed into it. But he did actually do at least one interview afterwards. Not like a full-on one. That was more with the cops or... he was trying to buy time from the FBI, basically. So, right. That one was the one that he was way more explicit. But I think that Ted Just Admit It was FBI cops, not Dobson. But
So yeah, we will tell you on the next video if it gets put on the playlist or not.
right.
We'll probably actually listen to it after we're done recording this, while I smoke
From the
and
album, yeah.
upload.
Yeah.
Now, next up, I want to say, I believe, Slipknot.
Oh, okay. Ow.
Right. But yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So, if you guys liked the video, slash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below, what did you think of Jane's addiction, Ted? Just admit it. Also, comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see reacted to. Check the description below for all the things.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter if you want a quicker response.
We love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Cannot wait to see you depraved people later. Peace.